10 seconds.
Best of luck.
Test vibration.
Ooh, your thighs are so slippery.
6,
Chub rub
5,
Go to
black. 4,
You have thunder
3.
thighs. Ow. You need cellulube.
Fat Jim's Weasel Jerky, now with 50% less hair.
What so
Critic Sanity is in the house. I'm the Loud House Critic, one guy with 1,000 views and all the episodes I gotta review. So here we are in the beginning of July, and Lynnsanity month is here. And boy, do I really got a good episode to actually start things off. And I mean a really good one, an actual Lynn Loud episode that actually is so likable that so many people will not regret once they see this episode. Good sports. The 25th episode of season 4 of The Loud House, and above all, the 174th episode. When I first watched this episode, I thought it was going to be one of these bored, rude ass Lynn episodes. But when I finished watching it, I was like, oh my gosh. What am I seeing? Am I seeing Lynn actually out of her rudeness zone? But this episode made me feel so much comfortable when I was watching it like a good sport. But let's see how good of a sport Lynn is in this episode. In the home of the brave.
To please King Nod, beloved by all, commence the game. In short, play ball!
Okay, so I guess we actually start this Loud House episode in the winter. Probably it's February, because you know how the Super Bowl is.
It's ready for some football! He's all yours, dude. Just don't tackle us.
Stop being babies and hold still.
World Championship of Football.
Huh? That ball looks nothing like a foot. Guys, stay and watch with me. It's the World Championship game, and the Lions are in it for the first time in 20 years, baby!
Lions? Oh, I get it. Detroit Lions. Not my favorite team in football, but I'll watch whatever game is on Thanksgiving Day or even the Super Bowl day. I love some of these Michigan parodies that they're actually squeezing into this show, especially when I'm practically living in Michigan.
Okay, I don't know what any of that means. Well, all the teams compete in this league, and ignorance is bliss, sweetie.
Hey, Raggedy Ann, you looked in the mirror lately? Now's not the time to get picky.
Look who's fucking talking. Have you looked and talked into a mirror lately?
Oh, come on. I'll sure may look for cheese puffs.
You know, I would actually eat cheese puffs when watching a football game, but I would actually eat either nacho cheese chips or actually I would eat barbecue chips and dip some shrimp in some cocktail sauce while I'm drinking AW root beer. But Luna, Lenny, and Lola actually decline on Lynn's offer.
Well, Charles, looks like you're my sports buddy today. You don't know what you're missing, Mutt.
You shitless, worthless, dirty.
Okay, cheering section's down to 1. Time for my pregame ritual. Go, Lions, go! Go, Lions, go! Roar! Left side looky! All right, Lions, let's do this.
I actually love how Lynn just took that well and didn't even get frustrated about it. Maybe she does actually have a change of heart after all.
Touchdown, Lions!
Yeah, high five, Loud.
You got it, Loud.
I will not criticize on that, but I know how that feels like, especially when I'm alone myself playing video games or actually watching something by myself.
You hear about Steve and Gloria? What? I hear they're an item.
No.
Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Are you guys talking about us?
You guys better not be talking about us. I told you that it's confidential.
You don't make her upset. She's my love. Oh no, I said it out loud.
You're not supposed to say anything! Sorry, guys. Cat's out of the bag.
Oh no.
Me, yeah.
Are you gossiping? No gossip allowed. Go to HR. I've called you both in because I hear you've been...
We're getting off the subject.
But guess who else is actually watching the sports channel? And speaking of that, why isn't Lynn Sr. actually in this? He actually wanted to watch the sports channel after when Lola actually left to go get even with Lincoln and Lana. But whatever, there's someone else much better than he is. And he's next door.
Oh, yeah. Touchdown, baby.
What? Mr. Grouse?
What scenery? I think somebody turned the lights out. In fact, I'd go so far as to say things can't get much worse than...
Damn it!
I gotta quit saying that.
Whatever you're selling, I'm not buying.
No, Mr. Grouse, it's me, Lynn Loud.
I'm not buying what you're selling either.
I just thought I heard you watching the game.
Well, you thought right. What of it?
Can I watch it with you?
I suppose it beats high-fiving myself. Come on in. TV's in the den.
Huh, you have a den?
I don't have time for architectural small talk, Loud. The game's on.
He sounds just like my mother every time when there's a Pittsburgh Steelers game on. Mother is so determined to have Pittsburgh Steelers win every single football game. Anyway, Lynn actually goes into his sports den.
Whoa! Are you kidding me? This room is sick!
Well,
Those are some really cute eyes that Lynn actually gave us. I've never seen her at her vulnerable side. But anyway, before the game even starts, if you pause this and look straight into the background of Mr. Grouse's sports den, there's two things you actually might know or maybe you didn't know about. There's actually a slogan on one of the flags saying defend the dens, which is actually a slogan used for the Detroit Lions. And there's about like 2 trophies of the championship that one is actually from 1935 and the other one is 1957. In which the Detroit Lions actually won an NFL championship game. I read about this when I was researching the history of Thanksgiving. I just wanted to throw something in here just in case for some of those who are non-sports people. Then again, if you do like sports, then you probably already know these Easter eggs in the background. So anyway, Lynn does her game rituals better than how she did it on thin ice. And those rituals were so much painful. Let the games begin.
Go, Lions, go! Go, Lions, go! Roar!
what the heck are you doing?
Do the Peter Dinklage window wash. It's the 90s, so we're a little less PC.
Aye, vey.
Now then,
Sorry, I need to sit on this side.
let me guess. More luck?
Yep.
I'm already regretting this.
Well, welcome to my life. Every day since I was 9.
They're at the Foynehaven fence and over the Foynehaven. It is across the bay and T for 3 up the inside looking back.
Have to make that sound.
Sorry, got a little pulled pork stuck in my chompers.
Survey says...
You're getting cheese dust everywhere.
Want some? Missed a spot.
What is it good for? Absolutely nothing, nothing. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing, nothing.
Lions fumble.
Oh, are you kidding me?
You've got to be shitting me.
Watch this.
What?
Come on, man, it's the World Championship.
Oh, get off my case.
Ah, shut up, you old goat. And speaking of,
Get off my case!
Fuck you!
what is these old people's problem? Anyway, since how Mr. Grouch has actually fell asleep through half part of the game, he decides that he's actually going to rewind it, but somewhat Lynn actually rejects that idea.
You know, maybe it's better if I watch the rest of the game at home.
Suit yourself.
Oh, I think that went well.
What happened?
We returned to kick 41 yards.
Oh, dang, I missed it.
Sucks to be you then, doesn't it?
hold on. I'll rewind it. If Queen Lynn doesn't object.
Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it!
Please do that shit.
Do it, do
Stop.
it,
Do it.
do
Frank, shut up. And no again.
A driver with a stiff arm and is into rhino territory. Finally brought down after a 41-yard return.
Oh, man, that was a wicked run!
I know. You can sit back down if you want.
Yeah, sure. Maybe just for a minute.
I like what I'm seeing with these two. In fact, I really love this episode already. Where was this Lynn when we actually needed her? I'll talk about that later. Right now, the game's on.
Why? Oh, come on!
Go, Lions, go! Go, Lions, go! My back!
I really like what I'm seeing with these two. This is the start of a beautiful sport friendship. You know, no offense, but I always thought the Detroit Lions were probably the worst team in NFL. But I'm not going to be the judge of that, because the only two good sports I'm good at knowing are soccer and basketball.
10 seconds left and the score is tied. If the Rhinos can move the ball close enough, they can kick a field goal and win. From the shotgun. It's a Lions interception, and he's running it in for a touchdown. Lions win. They're world champions. Yeah!
This is embarrassing.
Don't just stand there, G-Man. Shake it! Dance or the Lions won't win next year.
What? That's utter nonsense.
It's not nonsense. It's fun. Just copy me.
Looks easy enough. I'll give it a try.
Now you're doing it. Woo, woo!
I don't know if I can actually call that disturbing, as these two are twerking. But at the very least, she's not even doing that bullshit like she did in Winner Take All in front of her siblings or family.
Woohoo! I feel so alive!
You know, all these cheese puffs are kind of making me hungry to actually have some cheese puffs and cheese curls. And it kind of reminds me so much of Jonah, VeggieTales movie. Because I used to have cheese curls and root beer all the time. That was until I stopped watching VeggieTales after seeing Jonah, the VeggieTales movie, and realized it was for a younger audience. So Lynn actually had a good time actually being over at Mr. Grouch's den, and she's on her way back home. And this scene probably gets so much better throughout this Loud House episode. But I could just say, considering the fact that it's a Lynn episode.
Thanks again for inviting me over.
Technically, you invited yourself. I just let you stay.
Whoa, cool ball.
That's my most prized possession. It's from the very first Lions game Mrs. Grouse and I went to when we were dating.
They had football back then?
Yes, Miss Smarty Pants. Hey, check this out. I got the QB to sign it. Look at that.
He's in the Hall of Fame now.
Oh my! What big eyes you have, Grandma!
You know, Mrs. Grouse sounds real nice. Where's she at? Are we even able to get to see her?
And Mrs. G was the only person I knew who was as big a Lions fan as me.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I guess we're not going to see her after all. But then again, we just saw a picture of her.
Hallelujah, hallelujah.
But as kind-hearted as Mr. Grouch is being, he actually gives Lynn the actual football trophy.
Mrs. Grouse would want it to be in such good hands.
Wow. Thank you, Mr. Grouse. This is the best gift I've ever gotten. I have to get you something special. Here, my lucky socks.
Ça c'est toujours délicieux.
Pussy, 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 pussy.
Yeah, considering the alternative that you don't have anything to give Mr. Grouse, so you actually give him your actual sweat socks you wear throughout the game. Hell, while you're at it, you might as well give him your jock strap that hasn't been washed in 5 months. Anyone gave me sweat socks like that, I was like, yeah, these are going in the garbage. Toodles! But it's great bonding as Lynn and Mr. Grouch are actually getting to know each other. Baseball season is actually coming up in a few weeks for them, and they're planning to do the same thing again.
So, guess I'll see you next season?
You betcha.
You know, baseball season is only a few weeks away.
I was thinking the same thing. Opening day?
It's a date.
But I hate to say it, all good things can come to an end.
Cock-a-doo, what a day. The sun is shining brightly. Cock-a-doo, what a day.
So now that spring has actually come early, and with baseball season starting in 2, 1...
Who's ready for some baseball? TV's all yours, dude. Just don't slap our butts.
What are you, a lesbian? Isn't that a guy's job to do that to a girl? But Lynn's not planning on doing that stupid shit to them. She's planning on going to the next door to see Mr. Grouch to actually watch the sports. In about approximately, I say, for eternity, maybe?
Laters! Guess I taped this pillow to my butt for nothing.
Dumbass. Anyways, Lynn arrives at Mr. Grouch's house, but until an unexpected turn of event happens.
Let's go, volcanoes!
What for, meteors?
Huh? You're a Meteors fan?
You're a Volcanoes fan.
And I'm a Mighty Ducks fan.
Ah, come on, we'll make it work.
I beg to differ. I wish it were true. But alas, every Loud girl actually wins the odds against Lincoln Loud. Let's see how the odds go for these two.
Welcome to opening day and the first of a 3-game series between the Volcanoes and the Meteors.
You and your Meteors are going down.
In your dreams.
Oh, we shall see. Ah, yeah, base hit. Game on.
Survey says...
Strike 3, there is no stopping this Meteors pitcher.
Ah, fuck off.
Grow up, old man.
Survey says...
And he's safe at home. 1-0 Volcanoes.
Woo! In your face, G-Man.
Hey, if you got something to say, old man, spit it out. Not literally.
And that ball is out of here. It's a 2-run homer.
In your own face, kid.
Home run. The Meteors win.
That is badass in-your-face ass twerking. Lynn and Mr. Grouch are finally against each other once more again. As if season 1 made him unlikable until he became likable in season 2. And at the very fucking least, the writers managed to keep their promise of keeping the character Mr. Grouch the way he was in 11 Lives of Leapin' and not too much unlikable. I just wish they could do the same thing for Flip. But what fucking ever. But Lynn and Grouch return their gifts to each other and just go their own separate ways at watching the sports in their own kind of house. Since Lynn doesn't like taking gifts from traitors. Yeah, weren't you a traitor already before in season 1?
You know what? We're done here.
Well, we were done when you showed up in the wrong jersey.
Well, that was a disaster.
Gosh, it's kind of like moonlighting, isn't it?
Oh, you're watching baseball here? I thought Mr. Grouse was your sports buddy now. Yeah, that didn't work out. 'Cause someone's a traitor!
Takes one to know one, Loud.
Fuck you!
No, fuck you, you old nutless motherfucker!
Language!
Jarama!
Jarama! Like you, Lola.
Jarama!
I don't know why, that's kind of funny how the way she said that. Because she's saying it like she's not.
Jarama! Jarama! Jarama!
I don't know what made Ray Griffin actually say it in that kind of tone of voice, but it kind of makes me laugh. Anyways.
Stay and watch the game with me, Lols. I'll explain the rules to you. See, there are 9 defensive players on the diamond, and... A diamond, you say? How many carats is it? Who wears it? A pretty princess in a pink gown?
Well, speak the truth of diamonds and rubies and crowns, this girl doesn't even get around.
What? No. A diamond is another term for the field. Now, the pitcher... Yeah, no. You should stick with Mr. Grouse. I'm telling Dad.
Well, you do that. You tell them what I did. I don't give a damn.
Yep, once again, Lynn is actually taking this quite serious and not making a big deal out of it. I just love what the writers did to this character. They made her feel so alive in this episode. Even tough girls have a vulnerable side, as I explained before in Gown and Out with Lola. But when bad things happen, well, depending on how bad it was, and there are some things you can do about it, just watch how this goes. When Lynn becomes even more likable.
Welcome to Game 2 of the Volcanoes and the Meteors series. Ooh, that's a shot going back. That ball's out of here, a Volcanoes home run.
Aw, yeah, up high, Loud.
You got it, Loud.
And the fans are going crazy.
Do you see where this is going? You know, some things can get fixed depending on the execution of the plot. But the plot of this episode is very well executed. But let's wrap the game up so I can go watch The Sandlot.
Hey, nice double play.
Thanks, Loud. That was a sweet homer before.
Come on, man. He can't hit shit. Come on, take the bat off your shoulder. Fuck you. You tell him too, Rick. You tell him too.
The Meteors are up to bat. Home run, Meteors. That ball is out of here.
That's what I'm talking about. Awfully quiet over there, aren't you?
Just giving you a chance to celebrate, because you aren't getting another.
Are we gonna do this all day? Grab your cheese puffs and get over here.
I like what I'm seeing, and so much the ending's gonna get good on a better note. And season 4 should have ended on a good episode, but I'll save that criticism for next month.
Another meteor strikes out.
Woo! I can feel the breeze from here.
Hey, that's a good one.
Look at that. I was right. Note the lack of surprise.
I know baseball season just started, but what are you doing in the fall? You like hockey?
Do I?
On thin ice, anyone? But I'm just gonna add there right now, my schedule is pretty full for July. So if you're thinking about requesting that, you might have to have the patience to wait a little longer for that to come. So that was good sports. Yeah, I bet none of you guys didn't see this one coming. I absolutely love this episode. Even though I have my doubts about the character Lynn, but somewhat this episode kind of made it up for her. And you know what? This is exactly the Lynn Loud we should have actually got. This was a really sweet and fun episode because I love the bonding between Lynn and Mr. Grouch and how they work things out. Each learning that you can be fans of rival teams and still get along quite well. I know there's so many people out there who don't like Lynn Loud so much, but somewhat, like I said before, I don't hate Lynn Loud, I just hate the choices she makes. And the choices she made in this one is really good. I actually enjoyed her character in this one because in the very beginning, when she was getting ready to watch the sports, she asked one of her siblings if they wanted to watch the sports with her, and they kind of disagree about it, and she doesn't get angry about it. She keeps her cool and actually just continues to actually watch her sports. She didn't actually force them into watching it. I mean, this almost felt like changing the baby, like with Lincoln trying to interact with his sisters, and they didn't want to do so much with it, but until he got along with Lily. The same can be said here about Lynn and Mr. Grouse. And I really enjoyed Mr. Grouch's character in this episode, especially how he got along with Lynn Loud so nicely. As much as he did with some other characters in a few other episodes. I mean, there was Lincoln and Lemon Loud's Leaping, a bit of Luna in Roadie to Nowhere, Garage Band with Lori, and even some with Diamonds Are Never Better with Lola. But this one is absolutely one of my top favorite 5 episodes of season 4. And Lynn is really likable in this episode, and I praise it to actually be the top 5 of my list. This episode I really enjoyed, especially if Lincoln's not even in this episode. At least the writer took some time to actually develop on Lynn and the actual story of this, of making her pretty much likable. So 100% of the truth, it's a nice simple episode with great lessons. Definitely one of Lynn Loud's best episodes. I'm the Loud House Critic, and speaking of, Since I'm done watching a few sports, I think I'm actually gonna ride a roller coaster, since it's still July.
In the loud house, duck, dodge, push and shove. It's how we show our love. In the loud house, one boy and 10 girls wouldn't trade it for the world.